In this video, we're talking about Snake Eyes White Forest, the new upgrade to the White Forest deck post Alliance Insight. We've got some interesting replays, and I'm going to show you the deck profile at the end of the video. But I'm just going to say one thing, I don't want to spoil too much, but read Azamina Silvera's continuous effect and read Azamina's attack points. That's all I'm going to say. Some crazy things happen in these replays here. We've got some boards to break versus rogue and meta decks. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the replays and the deck profile. Alright guys, so in this first replay, just like I said in the intro, read Silvera and read Azamina's attack stats, and you'll see how this game goes. So let's go ahead. We're playing against Christian, which is, you know, doing topping so many YCS events. Clearly it's a powerful deck, right? So let's fast forward the opponent's replay here. The cards they're summoning, I mean, Christian, guys, is a really powerful deck. They send so many cards to the graveyard. Every graveyard card has a effect. Sounds to me like a meta deck. So yeah, we have the Nibiru here. I think this is a good Nibiru play, just because, you know, Samurai, well, for them, Samurai can play for Nibiru, so they're obviously going to play, they've got a good hand, they're a good player. But the thing here is Nibiru is still going to wipe the board. That helps us reset here. Alright guys, so let's see what happens next. Obviously they've just Nibiru, they've used the new art from Rarity Collection. Also comment down below, what do you like about this art? Do you think it ruins the storyline for Nibiru, or do you think it's really cool? Should they have printed it in super rare? Let me know in the comments down below. But through Nibiru, guys, they make a strong board. They've taken on Nibiru. They have a Imperm face down, the Christian cluster, super broken card. We've got an interesting hand, to say the least, and they're going to go ahead and straight away summon Christian Tristalos. Okay, seems like a misplay they might have done here. Correct me if I'm wrong, because the summon Chambara, which doesn't do much, but they recognize Diabol's the White, which sets up Vengeance, so they Imperm it. That's a really good Imperm, guys, and they Ash Blossom the starter card. Okay, now we're struggling a bit, and they CDI for the Deception, but then this is what I always say in every video. Guys, Debtors is super underrated. Okay, no one is going to expect a quick play Azamina fusion spell, so, you know, they think they see this and that's all we have. That's not the case. Also, look what we sent, guys. Morrigan is a card you have to play in your Sinful Spoils decks, maybe in a 60 card version, because it can always set itself back from the graveyard as a Sinful Spoils name for the fusion material. So, you know, if you're playing more Regina as well as Saint Azamina, or even Azamina, you can actually hard some of these powerful boss monsters because of cards like these. I've been testing this card like crazy the last 2 or 3 days. What I've noticed is there are more decks than I thought that actually lose to a targeting Floodgate, but the targeting is everything they control. So Saint Azamina is going to stop all targeting that they have. We even gone into the Vengeance Dragon. You started to see the Execute Dragon, sorry, and we've used the Diabol's the White Witch and the Sylve, which kind of was doing nothing on the board. It's a good thing this is generic. I think that's really important. I'm going to get this out of the way. We made a big misplay with the Saint Azamina. We still get to do some damage here with Snake Eyes Execute. And the Battle Phase quick effect, destroy a card on the back row and on the field, like in the monster zone. And I think that card effect is a hard once per turn, but the other effect is actually a Mirror Jade once per turn, where once you use it, you can't use it again the next turn, which is the effect to put things in the back row, so keep that in mind. Okay, so we've got Execute Dragon, which cannot actually put anything in the back row, and we're kind of struggling here, guys. We've got one removal, you could say, and the opponent has basically full combo, right? So let's see, and I'm going to show you guys as well why Morrigan is super powerful. Unlike the other Sinful Spoils trap card that sets itself, it needs an illusion on the field that's level 5 or higher. Inclusion is a broken custom card. They've got the new Esqueletus, a new custom card for the deck. But we have Morrigan, guys, and I think this was their single client play. They maybe could have went to a level 7, but maybe they used all of them up. No, they had Dawn Dragster, so actually another good play by the opponent. Let's see what we can do. So we've drawn a Sinful Spoils. We've got a Deception to bait the Dragster. I think a lot of people would hit that anyway. But guys, check it out. Another reason why I'll always say to play Debtors when it comes back to your turn, which is likely because this deck has so much comeback potential on the opponent's turn when they break your board. Like Morrigan, we saw banish it and special a Azamina from the graveyard. That includes the new Azamina as well, by the way, if you ever get that out, which I think we might get out now. So guys, keep watching. This is gonna get really cool. And now we've got the Diabol Star. We're gonna do a draw 1 for any card we discard. We're gonna do classic Diabol Star plays here, but they have the cluster, so now they're forcing us to use Deception on something we don't want to use, which is Azamina, which isn't great. But we have the Hallowed Azamina getting us the Chalago. Chalago searches us Queen Azamina, and now we shuffle back Silvera for the Hallowed Azamina again, and we get to summon the Queen Azamina here, and that is our turn. That's our board, right? But here we go, guys. This is interesting. Okay, so when you destroy monster by battle, when Azamina does that, we get to add a Sinful Spores Azamina card back to our hand. Let's keep going. We've destroyed their monsters by battle. We're fusion summoning for the boss monster Azamina, and we've just hit them for 8,000 damage. So let me just explain again what happened there. We used the Sinful Spores White Forest, which we added to hand with Queen Azamina, and then we fusion summoned with a Queen Azamina and a fusion or synchro monster. Also, I think this could be a super bully target the more I think about it. If you run 3 Queen Azamina, I need to test that out. And if you're hearing this now, let me know if you test that out, see how it goes as well. Because this card is probably one of the best boss monsters in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's not every day you see effects like these really work out. So there we go, guys. A good example of the craziness Azamina has. And this all was possible with, I think, Debtors and a good top deck. So let's move on to the next replay. We thought that was crazy. Let's go to the next one. It's just as crazy. Let's get into it. I think Hero's really popular still. It's a fan favorite. And you know what? It's a hyper combo deck. That's not bad in this meta. But here we go. We're doing the classic Diabell's play quite early on as well, by the way. And we're just going to set up a Diabell Star Vengeance. But no, we're not. We're going to pivot and we're going to go for the White Forest play here. So with here, we can go for... Yep, there we go. There's the Chila or Rasila. Send a spot to grave to search. We've got so many White Forest cards in our hand. But I want to see if we can get to something interesting here. Let's keep playing. We do a hard fusion with Elza Azamina to make the negate card, which is great because most classic Azamina plays, you want, figure out how to summon the negate if you go for Chilago. But let's do Deception with Diabell Star. Let's send Chila, which is very interesting, I know. And then we get to get the Hallowed Azamina, send the new Diabell Star, which counts as a Sinful Spoils card. That is a really, really big deal, guys. The fact that it has that is a game changer for the deck. And we have no problems summoning big Azamina monsters. We've got Saint Azamina coming out. We've special with LZ Azamina. We're doing a draw 1. We've got the White Forest spell. We've got Chila or Chia, the level 4 monster. And guys, look, I was struggling how to bring out Diabell Queen, right? But the field spell makes a White Forest monster a tuner. When you think about it, all those level 6s and 2s you see on the field which do nothing is not a brick anymore. And you can actually make some good generic level 8 synchros because of that. So guys, there's a lot of playability here with White Forest. I think this deck has so much potential and it's too early to be calling it a C tier deck or a B tier deck. This has a lot of potential. Let's keep going though. Vengeance is on the field now. All the Diabell Stars have 3k, even the OG Diabell Star. I do polls on my channel as well, letting you know like cool things about the game, what to vote on. I think people have on channel have been voting what the best or favorite Diabell Star art is. So go back to that poll on my channel and vote as well. Anyways, we've got Doom Prison here. This card I know is super powerful, so we're gonna pop it some of the White Forest Synchro, which puts 2 White Forests in the back row, setting up Doom Dragon for the turn when it comes back to us. We've also got the Omni Negate card, and as a hero player, yeah, I don't think they got any plays, guys. Saint Azamina is probably the best floodgate in the game. It's the most unusual floodgate in the game. The opponent is going to have a hard time being this. On top of that, you've got a board-wide Book of Moon. You could even quick synchro, guys, with White Forest Mystic Mystery for potentially a 4th Book of Moon, which with the White Forest synchro, right? Really broken deck. And obviously we've got Vengeance as well, setting up a really nice synchro play. What you can expect to do and really just make any custom board you want, your favorite version of the deck, and still do well. Let's go to the next replay. Okay, in this replay, I believe this was a best of 3 with Unchained. I'm not sure the order of the replays, but let's start with this one. We do an Imperm, but he does a cross out. Now, what do you guys think about Shavara coming back to 2? Is Unchained tier 1 now, tier 2? Let me know in the comments down below. Are you actually going to be playing this deck? Does the bell change with the Shavara change? Our hand is not looking that great, and we're going second, and that's why I want to show this replay. Is we're going second, and they've made a decent board here. Anyways, let's go. We've got the wanted searching Diabell Star, and we're going straight ahead of Diabell Star. We wanted to bait Rage. They activate Rage, which is good. They're going to an SP Low Knight, banishing, I believe, the Diabell Star Engrave. Okay, that's fine, because I know in the first replay, I think he noticed Diabell Star Names Engrave is actually quite good. But he's going to negate Hallowed Azamina, which is not once per turn. So guess what we do, guys? We're going to use both Caesar's effects on the Hallowed Azamina. He's got Nibiru, so he has to do this. And that's just a hilarious thing, guys. Like, your Deception has been wasted. Hallowed Azamina has been wasted. And we're back down to 1 monster on the field. Now 0 monsters. And you can see here how much playability we still have. We're searching with Silver. We've got the Elza Azamina, guys. Come on, this is a deck that's so resilient right now. We don't even search with Chila because we know our deck so well. And this is one of those decks where you just have to have the knowledge to be the best. So I highly recommend, you know, really doing test hands of the deck, learning it. That's the only way you're going to learn these combos. 2 test hands against hand traps. Have all the hand traps in front of you and test that with against random 2 hand traps. See how well you do. Anyway, let's keep going. We've got the Deer Bastard spell trap. We've got the Vengeance. We're going to summon the White Forest monster. Going to the Cross Sheep. Summon the Vengeance. I believe Vengeance will try and summon the extra deck monster, which is our plan. But I forgot again, you need 2 Deer Bastard names on board. So that's important. And the reason why you want to at least have something with the Adjudicator or the Vengeance Deer Bastard. But that's fine. The board goes back to the opponent. And we're going to see what they do here. They've got the classic DDD. Machinex play here. We recognize how powerful this is and we bait the SP along the way, but they actually destroyed or banished our White Forest monster, so that's unfortunate. But we also had the Sinful Spores fusion spell, which is just destroyed. So honestly guys, our board is not looking that good, and so I want to know even more myself how we broke this board and won the game. So let's keep going. They're just coming off classic plays. We've got Nibiru in hand, so there we go. There's a Nibiru, wiping the board, resetting it. Through Nibiru though, they have a SP Little Knight, and we top decked a Deception. We've got Azamina Hallowed coming back. Every White Forest video, guys, I always mention how this deck has the best comebacks in the game because of Hallowed Azamina and all the synchros doing extra effects. And we've got Debtors bringing back Azaminas from the grave. Guys, we went from nothing to a full board quite easily as well, with an Omni-Negate, by the way. That was a good showcase of what the deck can do again when it comes back to your turn, which in my opinion is highly likely given how this deck plays. Even if you drop less Dark Run or more a broken board, you're going to keep summoning monsters, and when it comes back to your turn, you have 2 monsters in the back row for Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. You've got potentially Debtors special summoning Azamina again, Saint Azamina, then treat with their monster with it to summon Azamina. Okay guys, in this last replay we're playing against Unchained again. I think this was a best of 3, so this might have been game 1. They do a nice Ash Blossom on our Hallowed Azamina. I think the reason I'm playing this replay is we're playing against Droll and Ash Blossom, but we still do quite decent, guys. That's the good thing. And remember, you can always shuffle back from the field to set up the Omni-Negate. No, Saint Azamina actually. Okay, so I know why we showed this replay, guys. Not because the 2 imperms, because Saint Azamina shuts down the Unchained deck. And you're about to see here, I mean, he summons this monster, he wants to target a card he controls to destroy it. He can't target his field. You've got the Shayama, I believe, which targets a card on their field. You can't do it. They've got, I believe, Shavara, which targets a fiend on their field. They can't do it as well. So, starting to see the pattern here, and also SP as well, don't forget. But anyways, the monster dies in the damage steps, summoning the Abominable, which does out the Saint Azamina, unfortunately. Severa, when popped by battle card effect, will search a Sinful Spores trap. That's hilarious. And never forget those effects exist, guys. But again, the comeback potential is insane. Hallowed Azamina is going to send Deception and the new card we added to hand to summon, and then summon the Chilago. I think we're going for attack debuff here. So we summon the Azamina and we top deck Snake Eye Ash. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wish I had more replays to show with the Snake Eye cards, but you got to take my word for it that they are very consistent in the deck. The only bricks you really struggle with is Snake Eyes Diabellstar, but then again, with cards we'll see in the deck profile, you'll see why it works out still. Let's go to the deck profile. We're still running 1 Queen Azamina. The classic ratios are still all here. I believe we bumped up the Elza Azamina and the White Forest Field spell because it's 60 cards. We want to see these cards more. Morrigan, I think I'm going to try and play in my 40 card list. Now I'm going to add something. I was playtesting this deck in real life in a tournament. The Snake Eye cards going in the back row helps so much with the White Forest cards sending spell traps. I think that is the biggest benefit to these 2 decks having synergy. And then of course the White Forest cards putting things in the back row for the Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. That's a really good one as well. And of course the field spell, guys. I was in a tournament where like 3-4 turns in a row I kept summoning monsters. I stole someone's Dark Law, you have talents. Then I was able to put it in the back row, and then I used Dramatic Snake Eye Chase to banish yourself from grave and permanently own the Dark Law. Just to go to show how unique the playstyle is of Snake Eyes, adding into all these cards. Like I said in the last video, Thrust is basically an engine card in the deck now. Some people were talking about Foolish Bell Goods. I think that's a good choice, but I like that Thrust can search as talents, which wins games 1 for 1 as well, because we're playing Snake Eye, why not? But also you can search Hallowed Azamina, guys, and you've got so many Sinful Spores cards. What I want to shout out though, Snake Eyes Diabellstar. This card is actually really, really good. It's a Diabellstar name, and that is super important, guys. The field spell will put it in the back row. It's that second name you need when in the previous replay my Vengeance didn't have one. This will cover that, and so I really like that interaction. And then the extra deck, we had to cut more Regina. Unfortunately, I don't think that card is needed as much. I will say this though, how about Q? I'm testing a really high link monster. Let me know in the comments what would be appropriate. Should I summon the Firewall monster, the Link 6 Singularity? Should I add Access Code Talker? Nightmare Griffin is banned, so yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, what Link 4 I should put in the extra deck, what makes the most sense for the Link climbing in Snake Eye. You could run Princess, but with the amount of cards you summon on their turn, I don't want to lock myself into fire. We don't need Princess anymore. Crush Sheep brings back what Banshee sent to graveyard. And again, Banshee can also add Poplar, which does the field spell. So a lot of things we can do here. Dramatic Snake Eye Chase specials any monster in the back row in the end phase. So you can really send something to the grave that's really nasty and then bring it out like a barrier statue potentially. If you play like a nice engine that makes the Chimera fusion. Anyway, a lot of potential. But yeah, guys, that has been the deck profile. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. What should I cover next on the channel? White Forest is clearly taking off in the channel, so I'm going to keep doing more of these. I'm working on showing my POV of when I go to locals as well with the deck. I know a lot of you want to see that, so I'm working on that. So please be patient. As for the rest of this, I'm going to keep showing more White Forest replays. Let's try a Fiendsmith version next, maybe. That being said, though, catch you guys in the next one.